Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to KB Small Engine Repair. Today we're going to be doing an engine swap on a Coleman KT196 Go Kart. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos. Hit that notification bell and think about leaving me one of those thumbs up. Let's jump right in. So as I said before, we are going to be replacing this engine. This is a KT196 Coleman Go Kart. This is actually a warranty repair, so I will be replacing this engine with the same exact model from Coleman, but the process will be the same or very similar depending on what engine you put on it. If you put a Predator 212 on here, it's going to be exactly the same. If you put another similar model or similar engine on here, it should be identical or somewhat similar. Again, it just kind of depends what you're putting on here. So I'll show you kind of how to do it. It's a very simple job. There's not much to it, and we'll go through it together and get it done. So first thing I'm going to do is undo the throttle cable. It's right here under the air filter. So let's see, you can't see that, but take off the air filter housing and see where the cable comes up. Let's see if you can see that or not. You can see the cable just attaches here. So you undo that top screw, pull the cable out, undo this little bolt right here, which holds the cable into place, and the cable should be undone. There's a couple zip ties down here that I had already taken undone to take care of the some more issues with the primary clutch that we had. So you'll have to undo those zip ties as well, but pretty simple to do. So I'll get this throttle cable undone real quick. And that is off. Next, we'll get this belt taken off, the primary clutch. Wrong way, whoops. There's a 10mm bolt. Pull the clutch, the belt. You can pull that off too, because you'll probably be using that on your new engine unless you haven't bought a new one. And then don't forget the little spacer on the shaft. Now on the back side, I'll show you that when we get the engine mounts taken off so you can see it. Now there's 4 engine mount bolts that you need to remove. That is holding the engine on. That's pretty much it. That's about all there is to it. The nut is a 12mm and the bolt is a 10mm. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but there's 2 at the front, 2 at the back, 2 at the front. Go ahead and get those taken off. Wrong way again. There's the bolt and the nut. Don't lose those. You'll use them when you remount the new one, new engine. this back, let's see, the driver's side back one, it's a stud that comes out of the, what is this? It's not the swing arm, engine mount. So there's no, it's not a bolt, it's the stud that sticks out of this. So you just need to remove the nut that's holding it on. And I cannot get my wrench on there. You know what? Might have to take this secondary off, but I don't want to. But that might be the only way to get at it. Probably be the quickest way. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take this off. I'll get the other three removed. My lift is being occupied with some other equipment right now. Otherwise, this machine would be up on my lift, which is kind of a bummer. I hate when that happens. Crawling around on my knees, but that's what happens when you're busy, and can't complain that I have the work, so. It's hard though, because I can't see where I'm going. Need to put it up on a jack or something. There we go. I just keep it there. Oh man, this thing's a dog. Okay, one more. Well, one more, and then I got that back stud. Okay, it's got three of them. Now I just need to get that back stud, and I think I'm just going to remove this secondary clutch to get at it. Because I cannot get this wrench over it. It's too, you know what, it might be a, I think it might be a different size actually. Maybe that's the problem. It is. This stud is a 13 millimeter. And that will give me some more room now that I can twist that. So yeah, this back one that sits on the stud, it's a 13 millimeter. Let's keep that in mind. Learn something new every day. That came off pretty quick. So once you got that all taken care of, slide this up over that stud. Then you got your electrical connection here that I told you about. Remove that. The engine is off. We're good to put the new one on. Let me show you that stud real quick, kind of what we were working with. So here's that stud that just sticks up. Comes right out of the engine mount. Got your electrical connections. All these cables and wires zip tie right in here. Other than that, it's pretty simple. Just got to mount the engine to those 4 bolts and you're good to go. Let me collect all these engine mounts out of here. Unbox this new engine. Sent to me courtesy of Coleman as a warranty. Not packaged very well, and this thing's damaged like all get out. Make sure it all looks okay. The muffler's all beat up, but it is what it is, I guess. Might be able to just replace it with the old one. Not a big deal. Just cosmetic. That'll work. This engine is shipped without engine oil. Of course. Not a problem. Now we'll just reverse the process. Again, this is an exact replica or exact swap as a Predator 212, I believe. So if you're doing this, you want to switch this out for 212 or even something bigger or similar. It'll be the same process. Everything should match up quite well. So this is just a warranty deal, and I've got to do what Coleman tells me to do. So I thought I'd show you the process, but as you can see, it's very simple to do. If you did want to switch it out and put a different engine on there, or if this is your machine and you're out of the warranty period and you do need to switch it out, you can do it yourself. So just slide that over that stud. And what I like to do is I like to line up all the holes, put all the engine mount bolts in loosely, and then once they're all in loosely, then you can go around and tighten them up appropriately as you see fit. Make sure the engine's square, that kind of thing. Make sure you're not pinching any of these wires when you set the engine down. Sitting on any of those cables, throttle cable, ignition, electrical cables that we unplugged, anything like that. Okay, now you just square it up. Make sure everything's good to go. Side to side, front to back. And tighten those bad boys down. Need a 10 deep socket on that one. Okay, I just need to put that last bolt on the stud. I should have done that one first so I had the room. Pretty tight on this one. As you saw when we tried to take it off, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room to play around, get that thing tightened down or loosened. Okay, make sure you get that electrical hooked up. Somebody wants something from me. Okay, now let's get this clutch all put back together. Oh, like I said, don't forget the spacer. Get your belt put on there. Now there's 3 pieces to this clutch if it falls apart on you. This little piece goes on first. Make sure these flat ridges is on the outside. That's what the cover connects to. That goes on first. Then this main piece goes on over that. This piece goes over that, and those flat parts connect to that first piece. Nice and flat like that. And this goes on there, and that connects on the inside of that very first piece as well. That's that. Now we just need to hook up this throttle cable. Bring it over here so you can see that maybe. This part just slips over the metal bracket of the throttle cable so it can bite down on that and hold it into place. You don't want to go too crazy on it, but just make sure it's tight so when you're stepping on the throttle, it doesn't slip out on you. Slips through the hole. You should be able to see kind of where it was before. And make sure that's snug down too, so that cable doesn't slip out when you step on the throttle. And there you go. Put everything back together. And then there's the cover that goes on here that you took off. Obviously it bolts into 3 places. Make sure to put that on back on for safety. Make sure to zip tie these cables back onto the plate there, and that's it. Puts you back together. So pretty simple job. You know, you just got to make sure your bolts are all lined up. Tricky to get your wrench and stuff in there, but it's very doable, very easy to do for your DIYers as long as you got the right tools. So if this video was helpful, think about leaving me one of those thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to my channel. And as always, make a choice to have a great day. Thank you guys all for watching.